Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. And before we get started, let me just say to you guys some things. First, I'm not a reader, I'm not a decoder, I am just a average guy trying to make sense about all this mess, all this craziness. And this video, it is not about technical analysis. This is a totally different video. But we are going to talk about dates and some fundamentals, and for do that we will need a chart. And in this chart we are going to take a look at possible scenarios based on these things that we are going to talk about today, okay? So for technical analysis, it's different video. This one is just to have some fun and trying to make sense about some of these things because there is literally a lot. Okay, so let's get started. I don't have a script, okay, so I just have one folder and things that I separate here, so let's go step by step. Just one moment, let me find the picture. Okay, so this one right here, I heard some people saying that the castle could be the Fort Knox or the White House or the Federal Reserve. And this is something that I don't track. I don't spend a lot of time on this. What I see is what I see some friends talking about. Okay, I have some friends that are really, really educated about this, and I know very little. Okay, so here is my 2 cents. Okay, and also I will be asking and making some questions. Okay, whether it's a valid idea or not. So I'm not a judge here. Okay, again, just a guy trying to make sense and have a better idea. So I just want to talk about two things here, only two. First, the castle position, it's different from this picture right here. So this one, we are to the front, and in the other one, where it is, right here. So the castle, it's at, it's back, we are facing the back of the castle, sorry. English is also not my native language. So this is very interesting. And we can also see by the position of the flags, okay? Two, this ocean, so this is not a river, could be, okay, we don't know exactly. And also another thing that is very important to you guys to, if you already know, this is great. If you don't, this is probably the best moment. Each single symbol can have more than 7 different meanings, okay? And also, a single symbol can have both, or let's say a duality, like yin and yang, okay? So always remember this, because sometimes you may look at something that you say, well, this is it. It has to be it. But maybe you're right about 50%. Maybe there is another 50 that is not clear. So just for you guys to remember this, okay? So what I think is this river or ocean right here. In ancient times or in past times, a ocean or a big river could be also represented by a multitude of people, okay? Also could be like, for example, let's say there is a big, so for example, the Black Sea, okay? It's surrounded by countries, by Earth. But around this big Black Sea, there's a lot of different nations, okay? So a lot of people, a lot of nations involved, so on and on and on. It's just, let's say, a figure of speech, okay? So whatever the way you look, both can have the same meaning. For example, a ocean can be a can be talking, the author can be talking a lot about a lot of people or a lot of nations, okay? So have this in mind. I believe this castle, it's the whole United States, the whole of it. Okay, so instead of having multiple towers, one for each branch, I believe this is a more simplistic way of, let's say, a simple representation of the United States, all of it, the policy, treasury, so on and on and on. Okay, the riders, the horses, the riders are heading to the castle. Okay, so this is not fantastic at all, but it seems that it is not these things. So the United States in the US dollar, it's, let's say, have the global reserve status, right? This global reserve, the United States have to provide global liquidity. So once again, we have the liquidity, a multitude of people, and multiple countries involved, okay, which is also a representation of the sea. So it seems that this whole plot and adventure, it's reaching its final destination because it's through the United States that whatever is going to happen, it is going to happen through the United States. So the liquidity, working with the US dollar or the reserves, the status quo, all of it through the United States. So we can talk about the SEC, the CFTC, the Treasury, or even the Eisenhower Office, all of it. Okay? So moving forward, remember the castle and the sea. Okay? But oh, I have multiple open. Just give me a second, folks. This is no good. Okay. So if it is the US government or the White House, all of it. So for example, here on the right side, we have the Treasury building. And on the left, we have the Eisenhower Executive Office, which handles a lot of tasks. But there is no river here. There is no ocean. So we can understand that the river and the ocean, it's a figure of speech. It's like a metaphor. I believe this is the right word in English, okay? But there is something very, very fascinating here. Very, very interesting. Let me show you. If we keep zooming out, oops, there is a river, right? But a river is not a ocean. Now guess what? What is the name of this river? Potomac. I believe this is the proper spelling. Potomac River, okay? And when we do a research on the river, what we find? We find it's an old river connected to different times and events. So, and one of the most beautiful things about this river is that it have multiple names. Okay, so for example, the Indians gave it a name. The forefathers, like for example, give it a different name, so on and on and on and on. But as you guys can see here, let's take a look. Potomac River meaning something brought. River of burning pine, river of swans, or river of traveling traders. This, folks, is what caught my eyes on it. River of traveling traders. Once again, this is crazy. I know it's crazy. You guys can say I'm crazy, this whole thing's crazy, but it really is. So here we have, just a moment. So we have a liquidity river, or the ocean of finance, global liquidity, institutions, and we have a boat sailing this river or ocean. But we do know that the boat, it is also a figure of speech or a metaphor, right? And when we look into the map, what it is right here. So it makes complete sense. So for example, okay, so here I'm just asking questions and trying to have a better understanding. I'm not saying I decoded anything, that I know what's going on 100%. I don't, okay? Again, I'm just trying to make sense. Would it make sense if that boat is heading to the White House, the presidential park? Maybe. So probably it's an event. They are heading to it before the change. You see where things are going to be settled and enter in function or start working. You see, so it can be something, right? But yeah, it's really, really crazy. Okay, so the Potomac River, and also another thing about the global liquidity, US dollar, global reserve. There is something else that I didn't know, which is the GSIBS, a list of global systemically important banks. This is huge, and I had never heard about it before. And when we take a look here, no, it's not this one, it's this one right here. So GIBS, as of November 2024, allocated to buckets corresponding to required levels of additional capital buffers. Okay, so this is it's a technical thing, really technical. But what I just want to see here, you guys to see that what triggered me here is we have of course, we have big banks from the United States, right? And so JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, also the HSBC from UK. But here we have Bank of America, which we do know that in the past, it wasn't really a conspiracy that they were working with Ripple and XRP. So it is a fact, right? So once again, all of it connected and spread all over the world, and it seems the flip the switch event, it's when it all, let's say, come together, right? All those events converging one to the other, like a big meeting or a conclave, okay? So very interesting things. So now, there's the XRP chart behind here. You guys probably won't look to it. So there is more. There is more. Just give me a second. Let's try to put these things together. Okay, so David Joe Schwartz shared this tweet on 27th of March. And this event right here, sorry, I don't remember the name. I shared it on X, briefly description. But this event happened on May 6. May 6, okay? At first, the logical line of thought would be of, let's say, any normal person looking at something without a cryptic sense. What would be? Okay, so he's pointing at a change or something bad that it is going to bring something good, or in this kind of line, okay? But while looking at the charts and drawing a bar at May 6, let me show you here in the chart. So this is the 3 days. Let's draw a bar on May 6. Okay, a red one, right? At first, the logical thought, this is, so for example, this is going to be a bad event, so I'm draw a bar, that place in time, a red bar, like a bad event. So let's jump into the daily. As we can see here on the daily, XRP on the right side here, it's developing a bearish continuation structure, which is a small one, as we can see right here. Okay, I talked about this and explained to you guys. It is a descending bearish triangle. Okay, the outcome, it is not a big deal, but I was looking at the bar, the date, and I was like, the only way, the only possible way we can reach May 7 into this range, it's only two possible options. The first, XRP should make a strong lower high. Could be against the previous one or 340 right here. But based on the whole market, so Dow Jones, SPX, tariff wars, even Bitcoin, all of it, it's looking really bad right now. And this talks about the United States, oh, we are going to blow up the Danish ships, and we are going to take Greenland. Then, you know, things that could be done in such a good way or a great way are now being done in the most horrible way. And yeah, but so. And I shared my logical thought, and right after, like probably in the same day or the next day, I said, folks, hold on. I think I'm wrong, and this is completely the opposite. We're most likely going down now, and then we are going to see the change, okay? But for now, have this in mind because we have other important things to take a look. Very important things. So, let me see, where do I start? Here. Just a second, folks. I will try to do this different because I got a right here. Otherwise, it is not going to work at all. Okay. I replied to a girl on X. She has a much better idea than I have about variable guy, Joel Katz, and so on and on and on. And she shared a picture with ears here on the window. Okay, like I don't remember 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was something like this. So let me see, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, so on and on, right? It makes sense. I do believe it makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't or that I believe it's wrong, but, big but here. I was taking a look at this and I was like, hold a second. There is something here that I just can't ignore, right? Okay, so the first thing that I noticed, of course, was a calendar, okay, on the window. Perfect. Okay, great. But I saw it in a different way, and I'm not saying my way is the right one. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just sharing what I saw. Okay. So let me see if I can. No, I won't be able to. I'll have to go down here a little bit. Okay, so yes, so here's what I saw. I need a red with a thick line, and let's see if I can do this with on my own hand. I saw months. Just a second. Okay, so that's what I saw. I saw months. Okay, because once again, a symbol can have different meanings. Okay, so perhaps we have the year's calendar, which makes sense, and maybe we can even have the month's calendar to be even more accurate. And I am going to show something to you guys that is probably going to blow your mind. So, and that's one of the reasons I thought this is relevant. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste time to record something that is nonsense. Okay, so months. The logical way to read would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But I believe this is not the right way. And why? Because maybe whoever made this picture riddle left some clues for us. So what we do have here? We have 2 stars, right? And these 2 are shining more than the others. So what if we do the following? 2. Okay, great, fantastic. Let's go. Then the next one, big nothing. So it is going to be a 3, right? Okay, following the logic, we have 4. Okay, okay, great. Then this is where things, it's the key thing here. I'm not even going to write the 5 here for now. I just want you guys to see how I see it. So we have, do we have a arrow here? Oh no, so I will really need the, let me see. Okay. If this was on TradingView, I would be able to do this properly. So what we have here, pay attention. We have a alignment between the rocket or the spaceship, this brightening star, and the moon. Okay? But not only that, what else we have? Just guess. So this now, it's my speculation. I'm speculating here, but I have some solid evidence that this can be right. Again, I'm not saying it is, but can be. And it, if not, would be like the mother of all coincidences, which I don't believe in coincidences. Okay. So if we take a look on the stars here, how many stars we have here? Or the most relevant ones, the most shiny ones. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there is a little one here, a little one here, a little one here, that they are not shiny like the others. Can you see? So 7 stars, 7 stars in the together with something that blazes. It's blazing, or an event, or a constellation, maybe. Now let's take a look. What do we have in the Taurus constellation? We have Aldebaran, which is the biggest planet or celestial body in the whole Taurus constellation. Okay? What else we have? The Pleiades, which is the cluster of the 7 sisters, right? 7 important stars. Kind of, I believe it's a star. So please forgive me if I'm wrong. But again, Aldebaran, Taurus constellation, the Pleiades, right? And then you may ask, okay, so this is something, but what about the moon? Oh boy. Just give me a second. Let me see if this is this can be something. Okay, so maybe this could be something. I'm not 100% sure, but probably the position wouldn't be the same. So, oh, okay. So when we look from the left to the right, it could be the order that we have here. Could be. Okay, I'm just trying to make a case or asking questions about a if possible. But now I'm going to share you something that's crazy. Okay, so the moon, Aldebaran, and the Pleiades have aligned in the sky on multiple occasions, including January 2022, March 2022, September 21, and July 2024. Okay, and you may say, whoa. And by the way, I believe at this point you guys already made the connection here. On the phases, the hat, the jester hat. Okay, this one I will leave to you guys. So, what is the next question here? What is going to be the next alignment between the moon, Aldebaran, and the Pleiades? Just guess. The moon will be near Aldebaran and the Pleiades star cluster in April 2025 and was July 2024. This is really, really crazy, isn't it? Really, really, really crazy. I do know it's crazy, crazy, crazy. So here is just a view on the Pleiades. So you see, if we do this, then it would make more sense. Could be. I don't know. I'm just guessing, trying to have a great idea here about what is going on, right? So following this logic, here we would have a 5. And here we would have a 6. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? I was thinking, it seems that every time the king appears, there is a big correction, or we go down for a while. I'm not 100% sure, but it makes sense. Like he's throwing the range, you know, trying to mess up things, to delay the process. But we do know that August and September are almost all the times bad. Like a correction before continuation, like we saw this many times before. And I recorded multiple videos, and I was 100% correct in all the videos that I recorded about the harvest season since 2019. And even the tweets that I shared before the Champions Club channel in 2018 on X. 100% accurate so far. So, but the most important ones here is the upper section, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 April. The rocket, the spaceship just go. And in May, what is the event that we do know it is going to happen in May? Not in June, but May or before or early May. The trial will be completely over. So right now we have, just a second folks, let's go to the 3 days. So it's, let's say it's kind of a deadline for the SEC and the Ripple to do the paperwork for the trial to end and wait for the, let's say, how fast the judge it is going to help in the process, you know, or a date that we could expect. So let's use the worst or the deadlines, okay? So 35 days after April, after March 2025. So it would be April 25, okay? So the first deadline. And then the next one, it is going to be exactly on May 2025. Okay, so these are both the worst deadlines that we can have. But again, it can end before, okay? And so right in the middle here, we have what? We have David Schwartz, a tweet. So let's go back to it again. Just give me a second. Okay. So he wrote, oh, the humanity. So what we could think about this, how we could interpret this, could be something sad, or like something bad or ugly that is going to happen again, or something that doesn't change, brings frustration, or a kind of something big that could happen and humanity is not prepared for it, or like people are not awake to changes or to something that is coming. So there is a big lack of probabilities and options here, possibilities on what this could be. Okay, so when we draw the bars for the events, we do know for sure that the trial is going to end before May 25, right? So what do we have? Just a moment. On April 2025, we have a big alignment. Again, about the moon at the bottom, which again, it's in the Taurus constellation and the Pleiades, right? So April, we are going to add another bar. Let's say on 15, which is right in the middle of April. Okay, so we have this alignment. It is not just like any other alignment. It is for celestial bodies. So let's talk about only the celestial bodies. It's a very significant alignment. There are some things that I can talk about here. So let me see if I can put this in the best way. So for example, there are a group of people, let's say brotherhood, that praises, and it's not like so praise. It's not like praise. It's not also worship, but it's very significant for them. Okay, so this event for key people all over the world, it's kind of a big deal. For the average Joe like me, it is just another day, another event. Okay, but once again, when we look into this variable guy thing, here it is. Yeah. So for this guy and all he's doing, so he knows his stuff and he knows about occultism, esotericism, and this stuff. So he knows for sure, or people who are behind it. And it's very, very significant move. And if we look here, yes. To me, it completes makes sense. That is it's a alignment here. So here we could have the trial ends. We can have price appreciation on its way. We have the Aldebaran, the Taurus constellation, aligned with the moon and the Pleiades. So now tell me, what would be the chances of such a coincidence that all those events are happening right here, all of them? It's a lot of things, folks. So if we had only one or maybe two, okay, yeah, probably not, but there is a lot of things here. Okay, so again, I'm not trying to sell you the power of suggestion. No. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm only trying to make sense in a logical way. So I'm not a fanatic. I'm not a guy that wants to believe the power of suggestion. Yes, this is it, confirmed. Yes, exactly. That's it. Yes, no. I am the chart guy. I like the charts. I like technical analysis. I like the markets, fundamentals, economy, all this stuff. That's where my feet is. But as a logical person, it just would be such a big coincidence, wouldn't? It's crazy. It's crazy. Literally crazy. Whoa. Let me see if I'm not missing anything. Oh, again, just let me go back to this one again, right? So, you guys remember this one? You guys do remember. Okay, so May is too much fun. Will Variable Guy 123 run out of bricks? So I have no idea about the bricks, but again, May, and this is not even the first time he's highlighting at May, right? And again, following the stars here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's May. And look at all the events we are going to have in May. And from April here, just a moment, folks. Okay, so if this is really April, right here. We are heading to 5. Take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rocket, Aldebaran or Taurus, the Pleiades, and the moon. I do know that some of you guys can make a better work with this. Check into the constellation alignment, the moon phases, put all those things together. Sadly, I don't have the time. Wish I had. I am really going crazy here with so many things to do. But again, May is too much fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can be? Well, could be. I don't know. Just trying to be in the right side of things, right? So, we have May here already, right? And David said what? Oh, the humanity. It is event happening May 6th. Probably have a totally different meaning that people were thinking about. Now, another thing. This one you guys will have to give me just a few moments because I'll have to pick it on X. Where it is? Oh, here it is. Just a moment. No. Just a moment again. Yes. Okay. Right. So, there is also a riddle. I don't know exactly what it is. So it was Corvus Mechanicus and Marvin that educated me about it. So this thing here, folks, happened in the complete opposite way. So this is let's go back here. So this was the first one. How this came up to my mind. Let me tell you how it worked, how it happened. I opened a Telegram group that is a closed group for small friends, a little group for some friends. And one of my friends shared this tweet from David there. The first things that I noticed was, of course, the X in bold letter, the R, and the P. That's the first thing. Then right after I was like, hold a minute, there is something else here. Because if we read this, it's like there are some words here that aren't necessary for the people who are going to read to understand. So I was like, there is something else here that shouldn't be here. In reading it again, I came up with this is it. Then that's why I highlighted the green rectangles here. So just the way I saw it, this is it. Okay. But I didn't know that it was shared by Variable Guy itself. And you guys can see the proof in the first tweet that I made about it. And so Corvus Mechanicus explained it. This is it. The 4, the 6, and the 12 word in the sentence. Okay, so the 4, the 6, and the 12. Great. Right after, so what I did is to highlight what they explained to me, the 4, the 6, and the 12. So this is it. Okay, great. What else? Now, when we draw the line for, so we already have the lines here, okay, for April. So once again, multiple events in April, right? So also let's add a 4 here, right? For multiple events. And here on June, we are going to use another 4 for June. The 6. 6. Yes. Perhaps 828. Yes, just a moment, folks. Okay, so let's use a kind of a cluster here for the different events that are the trial events. So here we have events related to the trial. And here we are going to have the 4, the 6, and the 12, okay? Which is far, far away. The 12 for December, okay? So trial. I want you in the center, sir. Yes. Here, 4, 6, 12. Also are in the center. Yes. Okay. Just a moment because I need a picture. Some of you guys are going nuts, but please don't. Oh, okay, okay. It's in the other screen. So just hold your heads. Okay. Now we are going to go back. Here, before the trial, okay? If you go back, if you go to the Champions Club YouTube channel and you search for XRP update in this date around the 18th of November, I recorded a video right before this big upside move, and I said, folks, this is the bottom reversal for XRP if we are never coming down ever again. It went down. Very aggressive move, but this was the low. And this was the bottom reversal structure. Okay, so all this being said, we had the trial. So this was the first move that we do know that was a price protection move right here. Because if we didn't had it, it could be even more brutal. Probably into the 7.65 cents range. Okay, so this was one of the first times that we noticed such a thing. And right after, people were bearish to the teeth. People gave up, people sold everything, people were really disgusted, and some freaked out. And then again, we develop another similar structure, and bang. All this move from the trial news event got completely obliterated. And not only that, 1.96 strong lower high right after. Okay, so what I want to show you here is before a big upside move, there is always also a downside move. And this is like very simple because we do know that nothing goes straight up and nothing goes straight down. So this is a rule, okay? So we had the variable guy, Christmas pictures, and one after the other. XRP always kept the lower highs, okay? The higher lows, forgive me. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, high low, high low, 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 high low. Then went down a little bit, and then bang. So where we had the event about the SEC appeal, just let's do this again. Just a moment, I did it wrong. Okay, so before the SEC appeal, we had a big boriness, big one, right? Okay. So this is not support and resistance, folks. This is a totally different thing. So here was like 1 or 2 days before the SEC appeal. Yes? Yes. So XRP went down. Let's take a look how much percentage. 34% move in such a small range. Take a look again from 66 cents to 43. In this chart appears to be a little move, but was brutal, 34%, right? And what happened right after? The big bull. And also again, this structure here was crystal clear. Of course, for those who decided to wait for the very last minute, this is a perfect setup, folks. Okay, perfect one. And once again, before the big upside move, the break from this range, I also recorded another video. You guys can take a look by the date that I said that XRP was just about to blast the roof, and XRP did it. So this is one of the good things about recording videos before the events, because things get documented. Okay, so right now we have multiple, many different events and things happening at such close time frame, right? Where's the 12? Oh, it's far away. It is not? Oh, where is the 12? Right here. Okay. Oh, yes. Save it, please. Yes. So, multiple events happening. Right, let's say the very next days, few weeks. And so far, XRP went down. So let's measure on both ways. Okay, from the previous low to the high, from the high to the low, possible low, and etc. So far, XRP dropped 47.99%. We do know that back in 2017, we had a 65-68% correction before continuation, right? If my target is right for this, for going down here, that we do know markets are most likely going down, I said that maybe 1 in 55, 1 in 6. So I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not trusting any target here. Okay, but just for the sake of this example, let's use 155. I'm not saying this is it. I'm just trying to have an idea. Okay. If we take a look here on the tool here, yeah, so it's very close to it. Okay. So before a big event, we do know there is always kind of what people like to call a shakeout. Okay, so we went down before a big movement. This is not the power of suggestion. This is not technical analysis. I'm just showing to you guys patterns. Okay, let me give you a better idea. So almost 1 decade ago, I decided to make a KI test. So I found in this test that I'm a person like not so much social and many other things. But there are 4 sections of the test. Okay, there is one that is logical, there is one that is kind of social, and etc. The one that is about you see there are little patterns, little figures. The 2 times that I made the test, so one was more than 10 years ago and the other was like 1 or 2 years ago. In one test, the first one, I got like a 99% score on the the one about patterns, figures. And in the second time that I did the test, I got a 100% accurate or right, whatever, in these patterns and logical, this thing. So I have this very critical eye when it comes down to patterns, behaviors, and also even with people behavior, because it keeps repeating. Okay, that's why it's a pattern. Okay, so here we have a fact. Okay, it's right here. We can see it. Okay. Now I'm going to draw some lines trying to follow a pattern. Okay, so I'm just trying to be logical here. If this downside move is correct, if this is it, right here, then if we follow the logic of events and also consider all the great news that are to come about this, maybe we can say we are in the absolutely right path. Okay? There is more here. There is more. So we had the bullish continuation. We had a lot of people who are bearish, and I said, this is bullish. We went down. People got even more bearish. I had a friend who said, I sold everything. It was fun. Good luck. And I said, have fun. Good luck to you too. And then he was wrong. Okay. So big bullish continuation pattern. We had a bearish event that didn't change anything into the structure, continuation, price development whatsoever, nothing. And then we went up big time. Now we have kind of a bearish event that is actually not related to crypto itself. But once again, Trump, his crazy war, and the way he's engaged into the lies, and his decisions are creating inflation. This is a fact, not an opinion. Okay? So we have a, let's say, global bearish event at hand. Okay? So Dow Jones will go down, SPX will go down. Not sure about the dollar. I have to take a look. And crypto will go down, right? Okay, fantastic. Once again, following the logic and all these bullish events that are at hand, what we could expect? Upside movement. Or what is the goal of everything that Parable Guy, let's say Joel, were doing and working with was highlighting to this very moment. The moment that there is utility, there is moon, all these events that they have been talking about happening, coming to, to place. So, right here. And then we still have the 12, right? And now we are here in this big moment. Let's say it's a moment, okay? We would have price discovery, a strong and big bullish upside move. And the question that I'm asking now is, are we going to have a correction? Because when we look into technical fundamentals, a chart, price, discovery, supply, demand, all of it, we will follow the rules, which is nothing goes up forever, nothing goes down forever. Everything that goes up need a time to rest before continuation. Everything that goes down need a time to cool off before continuation. It would be wise to expect at least a 6 months or so for a cool off, to cool down the rockets before continuation. And now the question is, could August, September, October, November, 4 months be enough? Maybe even December, 5? Then the magic could happen, the big one, in January, February. This, I don't know. And I don't think it is a great idea to speculate so much about it, because things may get crazy and create expectations that are probably out of time. And this can be an anxiety problem for a lot of people. So just for you guys to have an idea, after doing this for such a long time, more than 70,000 hours every day for almost 9 years, there is a point you lose your emotions. You don't have anxiety. You will feel some anger, but not anxiety. It's completely crazy, folks. Okay? So now what I'm going to do, we are close to the very end, folks. What I'm going to do now is I explained this in a video that I recorded not long ago, explaining to you guys why $5 and $8 are completely nonsense, horse shit, and I'm going to show you right now. So I'm looking to the past, but I'm not telling you that the future, it is going to unfold in the very same way. This is not a good way to look at things, because in the markets, things doesn't repeat like just like they did before. That this is not accurate or true, but we can see something very similar. Okay, so let's apply Elliott waves. And by the way, before I talk about Elliott waves, all these people with the zigzag, 1, 2, 3 ABC horse crap, they don't know what they are doing. And after being wrong multiple times for years, people who doesn't know it are start to become pissed off about it, because they are vandalizing the charts and Elliott waves theory. And then when someone really knows how it works, most people will think, oh, it is just another zigzag snake oil salesman. And please pay attention, folks. It is not 100% people who doesn't know. There is that small group of people who do know how it works. Okay, and we in the Champions Club, we do know it is so simple that if people had an idea, they would just jump in happiness. And just for you guys to have an idea, very short story. There's a local guy, really professional, a real pro, makes trading, they trades for a living. And a few years ago, he said, I am going to try to learn this Elliott waves theory. And he spent some years trying to learn it. And then after 2 or 3 years, he gave up and he said, what we have about it, it's completely insanity. It is crazy. You don't go anywhere. You can get right anytime. It is just madness. And that's what it is, the zigzag 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have the zig B, zig A, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 into the future. Then we go. This is nonsense. Elliott theory can't be applied to everything. There are scenarios it can be applied, and there are scenarios it can't. So here, let's do this in the way it should. So this is 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is one of the main aspects of Elliott waves theory. So this is not the only one. There are multiple ones. Okay, so I'm going to move this through here. You guys are going to see some really crazy numbers, but it is not the same. Okay, and also this is a logarithmic chart. Things will move exponentially. Okay, so take a look at this. How exponential it goes to $300. Yes, $300. Okay, so just for you guys to to have your eye on what I'm going to do. So let's say all of this is correct, and if it's a match, whatever, because one of the reasons that I'm saying this is a 0, okay? This is a 1 confirmed at this point. But this move right here that we had on February, it is going to change. So this is a young pivot, and I do believe this is going to change. So let's say 1 in 55 or whatever, it's accurate. Could even be 25, 35, I really don't care. And yeah, this would be a 2. Here is one of the rules for this Elliott waves theory. Wave number 3, it is always going to be the most profitable among all the other waves. The most profitable, which means the bigger, the most brutal among all the waves. Okay? So, oh, just a sec. I'm going to properly align this. Whatever. Okay? So I'm not doing like the zigzag people. I'm just showing to you guys how it works. And also, some people are claiming that this is wave 5 or 4. It is not, as you guys can see. Okay? So for the 6 and the 12 could really be April, June, and December. And if now let's start this again. Just give me a moment. For the 6, the 12, let's go. Because multiple lines, it starts to get crazy. So here we have the 4, the 4, the 6, and the 12. So it seems all these 3 dates are going to work as pivots. What is a pivot? If price is going up and it starts to go down, this is going to be a pivot. If we are going down and then we stop and then we start to go up, this is going to be a pivot. That's what a pivot is. If these months hold a significant event, and if these events can behave as a pivot, then we have this strong potential to see something similar as we saw in the past. So try to follow me here, please. Elliott wave doesn't work like this. Oh, we are right here, and then we are going to go to this and that, and bang, bang, boom. No. That's not the way. We are going to measure what we have. So I just gave to you guys one idea on how we are going to do this in real time. So for example, once again, what is done? 0, right? 0 is set. What is the next one? 1. Is 1 completely set? Yes, it is. 2. It's completely set? No. So what you can do? Just leave the dots here and just wait for the moment. When the moment comes, you drop you acknowledge the pivots, right? And then with each single move, you do the same. You see? Oh, then there is a correction. Yes, fair enough. And then we have, bang, the big one. So you see, you can do this in real time, step by step. Oh, baby. You see, so you don't have to worry. You don't need to have anxiety. You just have to be consistent and pay attention to it. So, could these be 3 major pivots? I think so. At least it makes sense. And about December, okay, so for the 6 and the 12, is December going to be like a stop, or December it is going to be like a boom? There is just continuation for it. I don't know. So you see, it is the questions that move the world. That's what we are trying to do here. Put all those things together, trying to make sense about all of them. If one connects to the other, if they make sense, and then we can have a much better idea on what's going on, what's happening, what could happen. Maybe there is a clue about other event, and so on and on and on. So let me see if I'm not missing anything here, folks. There is a lot about this. This is completely crazy, crazy, crazy. No, I will need more pictures and maybe take a better look into variable guy stuff and also Joel. But yeah. So folks, that's what I want that I had for you guys today. I hope maybe this can bring you guys a light. Maybe this can help you somehow. Maybe you find something. Maybe you have other view, because I do believe that we can go further on this if we just work together, because I'm not looking for followers or views or attraction. I'm done. I'm not looking for these things. So I'm not biased. I'm not trying to make people happy. I'm just sharing what I see, the things that could be potentially something, and that's it. And I do believe if we can do this together, we can reach probably higher places. Okay? So yeah, so we just talked a lot in 1 hour, 7 minutes. What? Yeah, so folks, I really hope this video helped you guys some way, somehow. And yeah, so guys, thanks for your support, thanks for your patience, thanks for all the kind messages. You guys are fantastic, you guys are amazing. And please don't forget to smash the like button, share, subscribe, leave a comment. You can do this. It will only take 1 second of your precious time to like or to write a comment. You guys are going to help me greatly by doing this. Okay? Actually, not me, the channel, because the channel can grow without views. Okay? So I'm sharing this on Twitter. And as you guys know, this is my second account. And I'm not in a run to get views and followers. We are just leaving documentation behind for what's coming next year. Okay? Thanks again. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you guys soon. See ya.